And we're back at Avalon. It's been probably a month since the last one of these videos. I have been back a few days ago, but no videos because I was here with family. But as you can see, the beans and corn is doing really well. It needs watering again. We were expecting a lot of rain from today onwards, but it doesn't look like it's happening. We've even got the beginnings of flowers. And one of the things you'll see that my mother's very helpfully done is put in copper tape all the way around, which will discourage slugs from climbing up because they don't like the copper. And one of the jobs for the next couple of days is I've got some of the black felt. I'm going to go around and just mark this off. I've got a hedge trimmer now, so trim the grass back and just make this a little bit better. Carrots coming along very nicely. Some of the other stuff is struggling a bit, but then we've got the broccoli doing really well in the back here, and spring onions doing alright, and a few other bits. You can see there's a lot to the broccoli, but the other thing that I've done is I picked up another grow box. And this one we've got some pre-grown tomatoes and mint. So hopefully these should grow out pretty well if we can get them properly watered. And then we've got our peaches looking very nice, coming together really well. And then we've got the beginnings of our blackberries beginning to fruit up, which is nice. So it shouldn't be too long before they are nicely edible. Sweet cherry tree still going strong up there. And he's managed to get himself thoroughly caught as we go along. Back here a little bit, we've got our other blackberry bush also doing reasonably well. That's beginning to look a lot healthier, I think. Our apricots. We are not far off of our blueberries being ready to harvest, at least some of them I think, which is great. And then our plum tree also growing quite nicely. Even more good looking blueberries. You also notice there are a few wildflowers around from when I sowed the wildflowers some time ago. Pear tree is leaning a bit, but looking decent. There's our wildflowers. And then our apple tree. Actually got a second apple growing. But this apple is making very good progress, so that will be edible soon. And this is looking lovely as well. And then we've got some nice purple flowers over there, and it's all coming through. But let's have a look at the front line. So we've got an apple beginning on here. This tree also probably needs straightening up a little bit. It's a bit sideways. This pear tree, very dark leaves, but looking okay. He's caught again. This one's not looking super healthy. Not looking terrible, but it's not looking the best. Small leaves, not very large, this guy. But then, I think these are being stripped by animals, to be honest, judging by the height. But seems reasonably stable. And then finally the sweet cherry, also doing reasonably well. Good leafiness. This is where we probably need to do some work in the coming weeks to cut some of this stuff back. It's hard to even see where the raspberry bushes are. I think we need to do a bit of work. So we've got one here. No raspberries on it at the moment. And then if we go around, they're not super obvious anymore because quite a lot of other stuff has been growing up here. This one's obviously not surviving at all. It's got a few fruits that have grown out, but I think just the heat has got to that one because it's quite front and centred. Similar here, although it's growing lower to the ground, which is nice. You can see how quickly some stuff's grown, so this has been totally superseded by the bushes around it. So it'll be interesting to see how all of this accumulates over time. So the pond is really beginning to dry out. I actually moved all of those down just a few days ago, so they were all at least partially submerged. But you can see they're now all quite exposed. So this has been shrinking a lot, and you can see quite a lot in the background. Dog's insisting on drinking the water. Which is a bit gross. But we might move these on a bit. Our front-facing willow tree seems to be doing reasonably well, still very thin, but lots of leaves, which is good. That's kind of all we want. So, progress. Main thing is water. Need to sort that out for everything. But time for a break and some lunch before I go and do some actual work. And this little man wants to be inside because it is quite hot today. So we got some progress. This is, I thought, remains of the first roll after undercutting there. I have realised I've really messed up the placements, I think. So that grow box might sit on its own there with the alternating being a bit better down this way, but that should be fine. Like, this isn't Kew Garden Centre or anything. He's helping. Alright, that's all of the plastic stuff I've got. So definitely need more and more pins, but it's a start. And then I've got 10 bags of wood chips, but it is melting here. That's a dramatically underestimated amount of chips as well. So it's 10 bags, 400 litres, and I haven't even fully surrounded the boxes, let alone made sort of a nice garden spaces. So I need at least another 10, but at this point it's probably more cost effective to get a bulk order in rather than trying to do this one by one. So just trimmed up a bit of a pathway's an overstatement, but walking area from the road down to the pond to just make things a bit easier. And then we've got hose pipes and things running. I need to invest in a better drip watering system for the trees, because the one I got off Amazon is not great. The things pop off a lot, so I need something better on that. But we might be getting rain. Looking at the roof, looking at the sky, so we'll see. But just going to take the opportunity now to see how deep this water is, because I've got my long wellies on. We really don't have a lot of this left. The answer is it's still reasonably deep, so that's where you kind of hit the mulch, but there's probably 6 inches of solid bio stuff down there. So it's an interesting one.